Welcome to Understand the Math. In this problem, we're going to use a matrix inverse to solve the following linear system of equations. There are 3 steps that we need to follow to do this. The first step is that we're going to write the linear system as A times X is equal to B. That's just a matrix A times a vector X is equal to a vector B. And we're going to do that so that we can find our matrix A and our vector B. The second step that we're going to do is we're going to find A inverse, and then we can find the solution to our linear system by computing X is equal to A inverse times B. Let's go ahead and let's do our first step. We'll mark this as step 1. We're going to take our linear system up here, and we're going to write it as A times X is equal to B. So we're just going to break it apart. And what we're going to do first is we're going to look here at the coefficients. These coefficients and then those coefficients. And those become our matrix A. So we have a 1, 2, a 3, and a 5. And that's going to multiply our vector X, which is XY. And then our right-hand side is just this numbers right here. Those numbers right there. So that's equal to 3, 1. And let's mark that this is matrix A, and this is our vector B. Our second step is that we have to find A inverse. So A inverse is equal to 1 divided by the determinant of A. To find the determinant of A, you just multiply the main diagonal of A and you subtract off what I call the off diagonal. So this is going to give us a 5 minus 6. And then in our matrix here, what happens is that the numbers on the main diagonal, which I've highlighted in blue, those get switched. And then the numbers in the off diagonal get a negative. They stay in the same spot, but they get a negative. 1 over 5 minus 6, this is just negative 1. So every entry now in our matrix is going to get multiplied by a negative. So we have a minus 5, 3, and then we have a 2 and a minus 1. And there's A inverse. Now we can go ahead and let's do our last step. Our vector X is going to be our vector XY. And it's going to be A inverse, which we just found, minus 5, 3, 2 minus 1. And we're going to multiply that by our vector B, which is the right-hand side of our linear system, and that's 3, 1. Let's go ahead and let's do this multiplication. Our first row is going to be a minus 15 plus 3. All we're doing here is we're just multiplying this row by that column. And then our second entry is going to be a 6 minus 1. And this gives us a final answer of minus 12 and 5. I always tell my students linear algebra has a lot of great built-in checks in it. So one built-in check that you can do for this problem is you can take your answer and you can plug it back up into your linear system and see if you've done the problem right. So we have X is minus 12 plus 3 times Y, which is 5, gives us a 3. So that's right. And then for our second one, we have 2 times minus 12 plus 5 times 5. So that's going to be a minus 24 plus 25, which is 1. And that's what our right-hand side is equal to. So we know that we have the correct solution.
If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep believing in yourself and have a great rest of your day.